talking about how crowds were focused, suffocated, and conceded as many as 5 goals against Wafa in their match day 17 game, which was played at the Sogakofe Park on Sunday. It wasn't 1, it wasn't 2, it wasn't 3, but it was 5. The last time Heartfolk were there, they lost by 3-0, and having beaten Wafa by 2-1 at the Accra Stadium in the first round, well, many fans thought that, well, it was just going to be a mere formality. It was going to be the Phobians going through and winning that game, considering their fine form in the league as well as the MTN FA Cup. Remember, they defeated Kotukuri House by 4-0, but Wafa showed them that at the Sogakofe Park, they are champions. And it happened that they lost by 5-0, their heaviest ever defeat since the inception of the Ghana Premier League in 1958. And also, since I started following football, I've never heard or watched any game that Heartfolk lost as many as 5 goals. Coach Eben Sefa is a scout. He's been monitoring the league. He was at the Tema Stadium to see that game involving Tema Youth and Liberty, and obviously monitored that game involving Accra Heartfolk and Wafa at the Sogakofe Park. Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
You're welcome, Benedict.
How did it happen?
Let's give credit to the boys. I'm talking of the Wafa lads. I mean, they've done it before, but that was a pre-season last season against Accra Heartfolk. That was a 5-1. And if Hearts has really studied Wafa, the last 15 minutes of the game that was played at Accra Sports Stadium, that was the first round of the league. They have realized...
Which they won 2-1.
They won 2-1. They have realized what they were going for. What they were going in for at the Sogakofe Park. Of course, I mean, you cannot play Wafa without not getting out Gideon Waja and Majid Ashmeru. Daniel Lomote up front, fantastic. And across the book, for me, I think that the coach made a mistake. You have a player like Ruby Nani. Last season, by this time, it was the same pitch that he got injured and he couldn't come back. Beginning of this season, he played against Inter Allies and he got injured and he was out. He's never played a competitive game. You have an FA Cup. Of course, I mean, you should give him the opportunity to play, but you go to start him against young players who have got a lot of mobility in their team, a lot of space in the team, players that are angry to destroy your team, a team who was able to destroy you 3-0 last season. And for me, I believe that it's a lesson to Accra Heartfolk. The team is not up to the standard that I feel they are, and per what the supporters are saying. We are already there. Hearts is beating Kotoko in the Ghana at 60, beating Liberty at Damsuma. But the return game against Liberty Professionals at the Accra Sports Stadium should have shown Accra Heartfolk that, look, our team is not yet there. And for Lutal to play Malik Akowa and then Leonard Teria in midfield means that he wanted to defend and go on onslaught by Kwame Kizito up front. And for me, you don't play Wafa with Kwame Kizito up front. You give the Wafa boys the opportunity to press more, create the space for themselves. I mean, for the maestro himself, Gideon Waja to destroy you.
So, Coach, you feel that the underrated Wafa, especially when in the first round they defeated them by 2-1, and as you noted clearly, the fans thought that, well, there's a team on ascendancy, and that's every game they were going to win. You feel that they underrated Wafa?
No, they didn't underrate them, but it's a matter of...
Especially when they played Rubinani, who is coming from injury, and he played Vincent Atenga and Akofi, which has been working for you.
The first 45 minutes at the Accra Sports Stadium against Wafa and the last 30 minutes against Wafa at the Accra Sports Stadium deceived Accra Heartfolk. So they felt that, look, we've been able to match them, we've been able to play them. We won the game. So going to Sogakofe, we are going all out, and we have the men. Malik Akowa is back from injury. He's played a couple of matches for them. Leonard Teria, for me, fantastic central midfielder for Accra Heartfolk. Vincent Atinga, everybody's rooting for him to go into the local blasters. If possible, a call out to the blaster itself. But you have to get a taste from a player like Daniel Lomote. You talk of
these are great players.
Of course, they are very mobile, and they do a lot of improvisations in terms of play. So they were able to cut Accra Heartfolk into sizes, make sure that Heartfolk couldn't play. Fatao is a product of Red Bull Academy. Yeah. Ruben Yana is a product of Red Bull Academy. So they know what it is there. They know what it entails. So for me, Hearts went into this game psychologically. Accra Heartfolk felt that, look, they were ready for this game. And per what they were telling the supporters, for me, it was a wrong move for Accra Heartfolk to have done that. But it's a lesson for them because they have another game at the Accra Sports Stadium against Bolga All-Stars on Friday. I mean, they have to redeem themselves. But you can beat Bolga All-Stars by 10-0. It doesn't speak anything. It doesn't say anything.
What does this do to their confidence? Because obviously losing as many as 5 goals, something that most of the fans have criticized. And it's something that hasn't happened in their history. And you're going into a game against Bolga All-Stars. What does this do to their confidence?
Well, it comes back to Coach Nutal. He needs to work on the player's psyche. He needs to work on the players. And for me, Bolga can cause a surprise here. because Hearts of Oak is already down. And what the supporters,
this game,
this is the time the supporters have realized that their team is not up to the standard. Their team is not there.
They should be made to understand that their team is not up there, but they feel that their team is there.
Because they won against Kotoko of Ghana at 60, they went to Dansuma and demolished Liberty by 3 goals. But the return game against Liberty should have said something to them. Look, Liberty came to the Accra Sports. They even scored a second goal that to me it was a perfect goal, and which was disallowed. So it should have sent a signal to Accra House of Oak that look, going to Sogakope is not going to be easy. They've never lost a game last season. They never lost a game last season at Sogakope. And this time, they've never lost a game until they played across the Folk yesterday. So they were determined. And after the demise of their technical director, coach, the late Samadi, they've been playing so well. I mean, they went to Wa, they won by 4 goals to 1 at Wa. They went to Bechem, they won. They went to Sharks, they won. And look at the game they came to play at the Accra Sports Stadium. It tells you that they are on course. Now they are on the top of the league log. So for me, I believe that Accra Folk needs to prepare well before they play Bolga on Friday.
Coach, thanks so much for your analysis. So that was Coach Evan, always on the spot. We'll give you everything that you need to know when it comes to the Ghana Premier League. And he has given us what we missed at the Sogakope Park, what accounted to Accra Hearts of Oak defeat at the hands of Wafa. But before I leave, on a very sad note, Ivory Coast midfielder Sheikh Tiote has died at age 30. He actually collapsed during training today. Remember, he used to be with Newcastle United, moved to China. That's where he's been playing his club football. He was an integral member of the Senegalese team. And unfortunately, this is a bad news we are hearing that he has passed away. May his soul rest in perfect peace. My name is Benedict Owusu. There is more after this break. Don't go away.